Kraven the Hunter's name really fits him because he really goes by his name because he literally hunted almost every beast to ever walk the earth. But however, this actually bored him. He wanted to actually have a challenge. He asked for advice from Chameleon, like his half-brother, went over to America to hunt a more dangerous game, Spider-Man. He failed many times, came up with a foolproof plan to take on Spider-Man on plenty of occasions. Heck, Spider-Man even became such a challenge to where he even started not being fair because he's usually fair for the most part. I would say his power grid's a little too high, but you know. There was even a point in Kraven's life where he died by his own hand, and his supposed daughter of Kraven was going after Spider-type characters and stuff like that. Kraven actually got resurrected thanks to a ritual from his children related to spider blood and stuff. It was like an arcane ritual related with Spider-Man and stuff. Kraven was outraged by actually being resurrected, surprisingly, because his wish was ignored of finally death or whatever. But now he was immortal unless killed by a spider. So a lot of his hunts became like on some death-seeking stuff. Thanks to his death being linked to Spider-Man, he was immortal. Only Spider-Man can kill him. They found a loophole with Kane's Spider-Man though, by stopping his heart and then restarting it, satisfying the curse of the immortality so that he would be no longer seeking death. He just returned to his typical schemes all over again and not just death hunting no more. Kraven the Hunter is basically superhuman thanks to the potions of this being known as Calypso, this voodoo priestess of Haitian descent. She was associated with Kraven, and that's one of the reasons why Kraven is so strong and stuff like that, because he's literally enhanced magically with some magical potions. Makes sense. His physiology underwent several changes, endowing him with superhuman physical attributes when it comes to speed. Some can even say he's above Captain America based on the feats that he accomplishes, putting him above the super soldiers. I mean, think about it. He is a consistent threat for Spider-Man. It kind of adds up. Evident when it comes to just his reaction speed in general and agility. He's fast enough to dodge lightning from Storm, reacts to spears being thrown at him in midair, in this occasion with Calypso, of course, and Spider-Man event broke it in the process, dodges a shot from Deadpool, showing his fighting speed, even slugging it out with him. He's even dodged projectiles from Black Panther. He's gotten a battle feat with Tiger. All these creature-type characters he fight. It makes sense from the hunt. He's able to react to her mid-flight, even fought Black Widow, even tags her with a poison dart. Hey Daredevil, what's good? Giving Daredevil them hands as well. Just showing some backflips in this occasion, but Spider-Man showing the literal agility. He's literally faster than Cobras. Cobras is no match for his speed. He's superhuman. Not even gorillas are a match. Get murked, letting you know his strength from them potions are legit. Tags Spider-Man with this spinning kick on this occasion. One of his better occasions of Spider-Man, consistently being a threat for him in reaction speed, or just Spider family members in general. It's just too many occasions of him fighting Spider-Man, so get used to it in this vid. Spider family people try to blitz him, and Kraven says, nah. Even if you try to gangbang him and get a whole bunch of goons on him with guns, he's too fast for all of you, showing his superhumanness. He just straight up blitzed y'all no matter what. Look at the room of people just destroyed. Spider family people have a hard time getting away from him. Even Scarlet Spider characters like Kane even gets tossed. As fast as Spider characters are, he even compliments his speed, saying, dang, he's fast. A Spider character giving Kraven props on his speed is ridiculous. He's even fought Angel, spears him mid-flight. He's fought Agent Venom. In this occasion, he stated, faster than the eyes contracts, a blur in motion. Kraven can move as a blur. His speed and strength isn't his only thing. He has really good equipment to help him handle the situations, like weapons and poisons, for example. Poisoning Spider-Man to the point where his muscles stiff. In this occasion with Tiger, hitting her with a poison as well. Numbs the Black Widow's body with a blow dart. Has a club that can literally break metal pipes. Of course, with Spider-Man again. It even states here, a knife dipped in poison. By the way, he does have a stone axe, for example, and was able to dislocate Spider-Man's shoulder with this said axe, showing how lethal his gear is on top of his strength and agility. He's used birds or pet birds to his advantage in the past to help him get the drop on this situation, like you see the bird on the shoulder. Hallucinogenic darts again to make you hallucinate. Special gear. He has no problem spearing dinosaurs through the head on Savage Land, like a dinosaur is kind of similar to Skull Island in the King Kong movies where prehistoric creatures still exist. His poisons even affect Agent Venom, who is usually immune to poisons. Thanks to the symbiote, we're giving Agent Venom characters a run for the money, showing that if Kraven was to fight Venom, he would give him some issues. He has poison vapors that can take down elephants. He has very strong nets that make it to where Spider-Man characters can't just bust out with ease, proving that he's the ultimate hunter form. One could say those nets could be adamantium. He does have adamantium gear, even stated in this occasion. Hulk! He also knows nerve strikes because of just fighting skills in general. Thanks to him being an expert at the art of fighting beasts X-Men tier character. Nerve pinch, made his whole arm numb. He's already at the bare bones minimum of super soldier tier in strength, but he has a ridiculous level of fighting skill and fighting speed to be able to compete with Spider-Man to the point where he does a full-blown pinch to Spider-Man. I will now end your career forever with my smashing nerve punch. The same punch that can down a full-grown charging rhino. No, I wasn't joking, bro. He can take down gorillas doing this as well. He really is a hunter when it comes to creatures in general. He even paralyzes Tigra entirely. I know I keep going back to this occasions. You see the skills? Kraven is one of those people that proves that he can beat you even if you are stronger than him. They even state here, I'm stronger than he is. I'm faster. This isn't fair. Even though he isn't no weakling in comparison, he might have the strength disadvantage, but it doesn't matter because he has skills and other tactics to make up for whatever he does lack, like the nerve thrust. She can't even move. Respect it. Another occasion fighting her here even does it to her leg. Yes, the famous nerve punch yet again. My leg is gone dead, and that's how he gets the advantage over her yet again. Kraven to be able to do all this stuff to Tigra is insanity, considering that Tigra is considered like in that Spider-Man range is at least a 10-tonner class. Obviously 10-tonner class don't mean 10 tons is their max, but you get the idea. She can lift up the back of the cars off the grounds like that, tears thick chains with her arm, tears the door off a car, tears thick steel like that. In this occasion with Kraven. Yet, thanks to his potions and etc., Kraven can match strength with characters like this. And when it comes to his strength, he dismembers a Sasquatch in this occasion, showing that, yeah, he does have ridiculous strength. I'm one of those guys, I don't want to scale somebody's strength off of just for the fact they fight the character. I like to look at the context of the fight to see if the character can lock hands, lock arms with them to kind of give you a real test of strength between the two. And on this occasion, Kraven, when it comes to strength, Spider-Man can't seem to just push him off with ease. Like you see them kind of locking blows here. Spider-Man says going to kill me. Even got him against the fence like this. If the strength gap was just that vast, why doesn't he just push him off instantly? You know what I mean? You guys already know how strong Spider-Man is. He can lift hundreds of tons. Proved he can lift over 50 tons, like 60-ton tanks and stuff like that. So another angle of it, like the knife is almost through his neck. This seems to be an occasion of just like them grappling it out. One could say a strength contest. Spider-Man avoided it, but he didn't just push him off and sling him all the way over to the other side of the room. Instead, he got tricked and got lit up. You know what I'm saying? Got in a straight slugfest with Kane's Spider-Man, and he can break necks with ease, like even with just one arm. He even fought his son, who is a giant mutated lion, broke his arm in strength, showing his power yet again. There was a time where Kraven pretended to be Spider-Man and kind of replaced him for a bit. During this time period, he fought this being known as Vermin in a one-on-one fight. You can tell this is Spider-Man. Look how bulky he is. Slugfesting it, tearing up the environment while they're fighting. In the process, you got to see the skills and power. Vermin is a character who has slugged it out with Captain America before, so that is indeed impressive. Yes, I'm going back to this panel I brought up earlier. Not only did he knock out Black Widow in this occasion, but he also messed up Daredevil pretty bad. Seems to have no problem keeping up with him and speed and landing blows on him. Now, remember how fast Daredevil is. Daredevil in Marvel is considered a super soldier tier, and he has ridiculous fighting speed. Daredevil has been shown in the past to be able to react in a microsecond, which is 1/1,000,000th of a second, meaning that Kraven's fighting speed or combat speed must be in his same range, because the writers seem to have some serious writer intent on having him be able to land blows on Daredevil when it comes to his speed, not to mention his lore with the potions. It all adds up to being in them super soldier plus ranges, at least just in all attributes when it comes to speed, agility, and strength with characters like Daredevil. Makes sense? Yes, I know it's hard to fathom super soldier tiers in Marvel being able to react in 1/1,000,000th of a second, but that lets you know the gold standard on how fast these characters are. Not to mention all the feats of him fighting Spider-Man, of being that can react to light, lasers, and stuff, you know? So it adds up with that even more. Those feats are with Spider-Man are debatably even greater than this Daredevil feat. Definitely consistent. In a fight with Spider-Man, he even took an attack that was able to break metal in the panel before. Like, you remember this weapon I showed you earlier that can rip through metal? He can take an attack from this same equipment that he uses and get back up from it, showing that he has a lot of pain tolerance, even with his own equipment being hit on. As he got hit by Spider-Man and his sternum broke. I know something's still broke in his body, but heck, if Spider-Man punched you, we would probably explode. He smiles off a punch from Spider-Man, even though it did damage him, but it shows his pain tolerance. Am I seeing things, or did he just eat a blast from Cyclops without too much effect? This is ridiculous. Maybe this wasn't Cyclops' strongest blast, but Cyclops can blow away mountains. I'm just saying. A Squirrel Girl comic. Yeah. Kraven has his own van. It's called the Kraven, a customized van. It's part of his standard equipment or gear. You know, Kraven the Hunter for you. Kraven even has his weird, creepy mansion in the middle of nowhere with insanely high security. It's funny. Jungle looking, you know what I mean? I gotta admit, his mansion's really cool inside though. You've probably noticed in this vid that Kraven has used various different weapons: darts, spears, swords, knives, axes, nets, whips, poisons, gases, you know, all the good stuff that hunters would use, right? He has to be adept at all the major weapons, wouldn't you say, right? And of course, if you want to get more lore on Kraven, you can literally read all this and pause the video if you have to about Kraven the Hunter. Russian, it shows his real name, college graduate. He's good at taming any creature. It shows his history, him becoming Spider-Man for a little bit. His different gear, like Kraven's lion's head vest. Kraven possessed superhuman abilities via herbal potions he periodically ingested. Can lift at least 2 tons. Let's look at this lion's head vest for a second though. It looks pretty cool. Like, it's a literal head vest that he wears around his body. It's a natural lion's mane, silk lined interior, tooled painted leather lion face, left elbow safety release pump, leather stitching, cat's eye, narcotic dust reserver. Cool stuff. That's right, Kraven has even tussled with Venom. He literally jumped all the way to the 2nd floor of a construction site to try to punch Spidey. He's fought Man-Wolf, throws him over his head. I mean, he's fought all the major creature type characters. You know, just a pattern. Tiger. It matches his whole The Hunt theme, fighting all these animal type creatures. Tigra, his son, lion. It all matches. He's literally enduring full-blown punches from Spider-Man consistently. Even blows from Deadpool with the Venom symbiote, another battle feat. Like, Kraven just loves the challenge. This dude loves a challenge so much, this dude even tried to fight the Hulk, but he got tossed though. He tanks being stabbed by Agent Venom, pain tolerance enough to stab his limb. Speaking of his weapons, man, he's actually intellectually smart. Like, with prep time, you don't want to mess with him. Like, the fact he spent several months to develop this new weapon, a double-barreled ray which can magnetize his muscular electrolyte. Like, that's pretty freaking smart. He uses this said ray on Spider-Man himself. It's literally stated, draining your strength and reduced your speed. Muscles are turning into mush. The effect is a brief one, making him incapable of fighting back. Doing so, this is how he's capable to get the jump on Spider-Man, making him dizzy in this occasion. He really is a hunter. This is the type of stuff you got to do to stalk your prey. This same ray even worked on Iceman through his ice body, messing up his nervous system. It literally was shot, leaving him for easy prey. So these rays can really work on top tier. Omega level mutant Iceman is, disabling him from his powers for a bit. You done sleeping on Kraven yet? His blowgun gear can fire explosive rounds. That's pretty freaking lethal. And yes, he uses an adamantium blade on this occasion to slice through a trash compactor, in this occasion with the rocket. He has these iron manacles, magnetic manacles for Pete's sake. They even explain it here. They have some sort of magnetic attraction. They're trying to pull my wrists and ankles together. They're getting stronger all the time. They get stronger the more you move around. Even Spider-Man's having a problem breaking through them with pure strength, showing Kraven's gear. Ancient crafted vibranium spears can basically absorb any impact and it is unbreakable. It's as strong as adamantium, as he says. He uses this to block attacks from extremist Iron Man armors, for example. I'm telling you, he's captured a lot of creatures like Zabu, a powerful saber-toothed tiger with a net, tranquilizer, and etc. He's a true hunter. Trying to tell you. Venom is normally bulletproof. Somehow, Kraven's rounds is able to pierce through Venom, which is impressive considering he's supposed to be bulletproof. They even stated in the comic, I thought you were bulletproof, showing that Kraven has guns way stronger than your average gun to be able to do this. Venom was probably super weakened for him not to be able to heal from this almost instantly though, because, you know, symbiotes have ridiculous regenerative healing factors. I mean, look at his strength in general doing this to Agent Venom. I'm just saying, giving him a run for the money. His punching power is enough to break a chimney with his raw punches. Of course, he's dominated a tiger in combat, picks up a fully grown gorilla over his head when he was pretending to be Spider-Man, handles multiple armed thugs, literally rips out a lamppost with his strength, fighting Daredevil on this occasion. Kraven's poison is strong enough to knock out Old Man Logan. He even knocked Spider-Man unconscious. Look at the ring he got on his hand. It's a toxin, rendered him unconscious. He's a crafty one. His poison is potent enough, even Deadpool, with his ridiculous healing factor, makes him sleepy. Imagine if he hit this with an ordinary person. There's plenty of occasions of him stalking his prey, like stalking Black Widow and Daredevil for a while. 6 days passed, they state. For months, he was constantly killing high evolutionaries' creations and sneaking past his defenses, trolling them basically. I brought this net up earlier, but this is probably one of his better showings, kind of getting one up on Spider-Man with all his strategies and tactics put together on the Spider-Man himself, even burying him alive. He's gotten in full-blown entanglements with Old Man Logan, aka Wolverine, showing his nature yet again. and showing his fighting speed as well. He ragdolls police officers like they're nothing, and guns ain't touching him. He even knocked out Jean Grey before she can react in this particular occasion, catching her off guard basically, aka before Jean Grey can put her defense telekinetic shields up, letting that be known. Oh no, it's not an exaggeration that he can move as a blur. Like, look at the distance between him and his chick. It literally states moves as a blur, and look where he's at on the chick. Is that speed or what? I mean, look how he's able to put Spider-Man in his headlock. Never forget he was able to paralyze Spider-Man's shoulder with his nerve strike technique, aka smashing nerve punch, he says. And no, you can't just control his mind with ease. He has telepathic resistance because strong will is the greatest counter to telepathy in Marvel. You know what I'm saying? For those that don't know, he's also a founding member of the Sinister Six, supervillain organization against Spider-Man, obviously. Thanks to Kraven's obsession with hunting stuff, he even tried to conquer the Savage Land, a land with prehistoric creatures similar to movies like Skull Island, where giant prehistoric creatures stay. This is totally Kraven's territory, or something he would try to conquer. As you already know, giant creatures, intruders, he said. Kraven is just in love. This place with giant snakes, all that sort. Kraven's strength is impressive. There's nothing really suggesting that he's exactly equal. He may not be too far behind a Spider-Man tier, but it's probably a combination of his strength, ridiculous reflexes. Like, his reflexes probably can keep up with the Spider people, but I think he lacks their strength tier. His craftiness, his raw skills, and his predator nature is what bridges the gap between the two. I mean, he even has rifles that can hurt symbiote tiers that are usually bulletproof all the time. I mean, that's perfect stuff for it. It's like a super rifle, you know what I mean? Not to mention he has stuff in his gear that can paralyze folks like Spider-Man like he's used. He's even managed to recreate the potions and use it on his family so they can have superhuman nature about them. It's really a combination of a lot of things. He has darts that can KO Wolverine, magnetic bolts that can get stronger as the more you move, that can contain Spider-Man, stuff that can freeze Spider people's muscles, magnetize his muscular electrolytes, has rifles that can literally hurt symbiote tiers who are bulletproof, and he has crafty things like special rings that have special toxin around it to help him get the drop on his foe. It's just a combination of a lot of things that makes him a threat. Standard gear is very important in this situation. Imagine if Kraven appears in Spider-Man PS5, Spider-Man 2 for PS5, imagine that. But what do you guys think? What did you guys respect the most about Kraven? What feat shocked you the most? What about him did you not know? Did you expect him to be this strong? Did you expect his gear to be this overpowered? Did you expect him to be this crafty? There's a lot of things going for Kraven. You just gotta respect him in a lot of different things. But I'll see you guys later. Respect Kraven.
The speed of the tiger, the strength of the lion, and light